All right.
And he's getting
I got a good topic.
too
I
many
got a good topic.
guns. A lot of guns.
Got a good topic?
Whoa,
Yeah.
I
hold
got
on.
a better topic.
Kim, stop
I got a
talking.
better
Mhm.
topic than you, Matt.
Okay, fine.
I like guns.
Training Group Summit, baby. It's coming.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Back to Shooting After Dark. My name's Ben. We're here to talk about shooting. On deck today, the professor,
Hello.
the a-hole,
I
Joel. Oh, and then
Oh.
the angry. Yeah, sorry, your future Area 3 director.
Hey, he's got some
You said it.
competition. We don't
Headed
know.
to the board.
Oh, there's an election. It's not a freebie.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he will be your eyes and ears on the board, people. That's gonna tell us how it works. Tell us how the sausage gets made. I can't wait. Anyway, I want to go first. We're talking about a Practical Shooting Training Group Summit. That's coming up in real time for us. That's next week, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys pumped? You pumped up?
Duh.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
It'll be awesome.
Facts.
Joel,
Yep.
tell us some changes that have been made. I mean, for this year.
This is your topic. Why am I doing all the work for you?
Delegation.
Let me tell you about some changes we made this year, guys.
Yep.
So we have kind of less people coming. I think ammunition's a problem, but we have, I think, more instructors than before. We got, noteworthy people. Mason Lane's being added, so that's pretty
Jason-
badass.
Jason Bradley's a new ad.
So we got, a couple of legitimately heavy hitters coming, and a bunch of other people as well. So that should be good. And everybody is going to get to take every instructor's class. I think that's the way the schedule worked out, right, Joel?
That is a big change from last year. Yes.
So we got 11 instructors, 12 instructional blocks over the course of 3 days. Everybody's going to get to be in everybody's class. We've got the classes segmented up into a few, I think 4 categories.
Mhm.
So, I'm kind of looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun for us because if you're an instructor, you only have to work for like a third of the time. The other 2/3 of the time, you're in somebody's class or you're
training with the other bros. Yeah.
you want training or not. Or not. You could be doing whatever you want. It's hard to say. It's hard to say what kind of shenanigans we're going to get up to this year.
Oh boy.
In other news, guys, I've added an NBA Jam cabinet.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go.
All righty.
Downstairs, got NBA Jam and a Big Buck Hunter cabinet have been added to
Ooh.
the in-home collection. So for the instructors at my place, you guys are going to have a great time. And I know that means nothing to the audience, but
We need to beat that other
Guys.
Turtles. The other Turtles game we didn't beat too, bruh.
I'm going to embarrass myself at NBA Jam and fuck you up at Big Buck Hunter. That's how that's going to go.
Hey, do you need your press cleaned again?
Yes.
You can do that
need
while
my
we're
press
playing
clean.
arcade games.
And not to be, too out of line, but I probably could use some other things being cleaned and organized as well. So, whatever you guys feel like doing. Cleaning ladies had the week off of going in my gun room, That's not true. She's actually had like the year off of that. So it's pretty bad in there, Joel.
Perfect. It's just what I want to be doing at 2 a.m. is going through like, oh, this is an extractor spring up. This is another trigger return spring.
I
Ben.
like doing it too, man. Let me tell you.
Oh, I hate you. Continue.
Something new about the summit this year also, just dropping a little bit for
KCI.
sponsors. Yes.
Yes.
KCI USA and Walther Arms sponsoring the match. So there's going to be some stuff to bring home.
We know the right people. We're hooked up with those companies. I don't know what happened.
Yes.
That's really awesome.
What about, is there that one other company also, Mr. Professor?
From my side, it's just 2 companies this year. Oh yeah, Walther Arms and KCI USA. So 2
Okay.
companies chiming in. So there's going to be some surprises.
Yes. Quite excited.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. All right.
No, so
Well,
it'll be a lot of learning, and you can work as hard as you want. So you can shoot as much or as little as you'd like to.
that is literally true. All right, guys. Well, that's enough about Summit. Let's move on. Professor, what do you got going on, man?
Yes. Mine's a little bit short. I wanted to report back on a couple of things I mentioned some while ago. So there's the nutritions I mentioned. I think it was early this year. I actually got a couple messages, people asking me, hey, what the protein powder thing in a laundry water malleable thing. So people has been asking me, and I can now say I shot a couple matches with it. and one of them was in area match, and the other one was two-gun match, which was a long day, a lot of running, like and heat. So it was very good match to test it out. So the first one was that protein powder, which is called Vade Nutrition, VADE. No financial affiliation there, but that was the first one. So I popped two of them, which is recommended dosage or recommended amount. I was bringing just a little bit big size water bottle that can fit that the thing in it, and then I just shake the water and then drink it up. I wasn't drinking like a shot. I would sip it throughout the match, and never got really hungry. And also, I felt like the energy level was very, very steady. So there's very low sugar, if none. So I was able to have consistent energy throughout the day, even if it's the two-gun match the first day was like 11 hours day with a lot of pasting. And imagine like 3 times bigger stages and you have to go paste at all that things. It was not physically fun, but physical energy level was very good throughout the day. And the biggest issue so far in my career is trying to figure out how to keep my vision clarity throughout the match. So I was born with very bad eyesight, and my vision fluctuates a lot, especially after 2-3 hours of shooting at the match. And then at the end of the match, my vision is blurry, too blurry. I can't see things sharp anymore. So that was a really complication. But this year, my friend Rob Epifania was actually recommended me. I don't know how to say zeaxanthin.
You're on your own, dude. Sorry.
It's a lutein and zeaxanthin, whatever. So I started taking this.
I can't. I'm not,
I don't know how to say it.
Nobody can, literally no human being can pronounce that word.
Just take two, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
It's vitamins, right?
And there's about 37 left in the middle. It's not
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So this is lutein. I've been taking lutein. It's generally having a better vision, but this zeaxanthin thing, whatever, is supposed to protect you from like the computer light and stuff, and generally give you a better health of your eyes. And since I started taking that thing, my vision was lasting a lot longer. And even at the two-gun match, 11 hours day long, my vision was clear throughout the day, which was very good. I don't know exactly if it was just solely that pill, or I might say it could be the combination of that protein powder, because energy is steady throughout the day as well. So I would recommend people, if you have any of the issues I had, like energy level dropping or vision deteriorating, definitely go try that. That lutein zeaxanthin, whatever, I got it from Costco. So I don't think it's difficult to get it. So you can order Amazon or something like that. Very, very good results. I love it. This is gonna be definitely in my travel bag all times.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Hopkins, talk to me, man. What do you got?
2021 Dragons Cup recap.
Tell me about it.
So, Dragons Cup was held back in April. It's in Midland or Odessa, Texas.
It's basically the same place.
Yeah, basically, you fly into Midland and drive to Odessa. It's like 10 minutes away or something. There's flights out of Dallas every day, like to and from. So you can basically connect to Dallas and then you can get a plane right there. Really good match, really well ran. It was put on by shooters, people that compete all over and have a lot of experience. Stages were really well designed, very complex and challenging shots. Like, so maybe if I was going to equate it to like a Florida Open style match, like complexity wise and shot difficulty wise, like it wasn't a double tap. It wasn't a hose fest or anything. Like, you had to hit specific spots and you had to shoot like 20-yard skunks. Like,
It looked like a lot of partials and a lot of position changes.
a lot of partials, a bunch of positions. And they had a wide gamut of different stages. So they had like stages with really compact shooting areas, and then they had huge stages with like three big boxes like across 40 yards or something. Or they had another field course where it was like 32 yards of movement was the closest, and there were four different ways you could shoot the stage, and they were all within like 31 to 33 like steps. So it was one of the stages where I saw like the most relevant options, and I saw all four options shot all four different ways by all different level shooters, and all the top guys shot it differently. Like, so no one like talked about options in a previous podcast, and that was the perfect stage to do it. So it was like stage 8 on that. If you want to go look it up, it was one where you had like you started with an empty gun, so you had to do something, but they had just enough movement that you could get the gun loaded and shoot targets, and you didn't have to like stop and wait till the gun's loaded and take 2 seconds, like, and just add that time to the stage. So they thought it out, like the movement from the start position to where your targets were was almost perfect, and you could like just load the gun and rack it and get shooting right away, and you didn't have to like stop and just wait and load static or anything like that. Like, it was really good. So they had options where like you could go up and shoot targets close, and then like go around the stage and then shoot far targets and then shoot another target. Where you could go up further from the first position and shoot it like at 3 yards, or like you had to sweep across it because it was in another port also. Like, and then like people were arguing about like everybody wanted to run around the front of the stage because they think they're getting away with something. And like it was actually, I didn't do that. A lot of people did, and I like the best plan for me was to not do that and just like do some backwards movement. But it was the same like distance wise, so it really didn't matter. It just was like how you felt comfortable doing it.
Okay.
Another big thing, like they provided lunch for the match. So on the match day, they had lunch provided for you if you wanted to do it. You could shoot all day Friday, all day Saturday, or you could shoot like a half day Saturday, half day Sunday. They had an awards ceremony where they provided lunch. Everybody attended it after the fact. Like they had a taco truck there and taco bar. You could do that. It was a big social event. Everybody was in there talking. It was really great. Um, they provided water on the stages. They had professional RO staff. I had no issues with ROs or anything. It was all professionally ran, professionally set up. Um, they had two RMs there because they had 6 stages, so they broke it down into each section. It was very, very, very professionally ran, and I will attend next year. Like, no issues at all, and I would suggest it as a match to attend for 2022 if they do have it again.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
That squares with what else I've heard about the match. So
Yeah, it was good. They gave away cash, so they did trophies for placements, division and class placements, and they gave away cash to the stage winner in each division based on how many participants were in the division. So, just as an example, Carry Optics had the most people in the division. They gave $125 per stage win to each stage winner. So very interesting. So if like I didn't see it, but I think if that's advertised more and it gets around, I think people will like push stage wins at some point. Like if they wreck out of their match or something, they'll try to do that. And I think you could see some of that, but I didn't see any of it at the match. I thought it was all pretty straight up and down.
One question there. So, in terms of like the stage win, would you say there's stages that people might lock out and get stage win, or most of the stages win was by great shooting fundamentals rather than trying to lock out, if that makes sense?
Uh, I think so. I think I won one by lucking out because Max had a mic on one.
Mhm.
And I beat him by point like 3 thousandths, like 0.003
Mhm.
in hit factor. So
So,
I lucked out on that one, but I won one overall just by fundamentals, I think.
oh, okay.
And no
So
one was close to it.
most stages weren't like if you just point shoot everything and you get lucky
No,
and
no,
you'll
no,
get
no,
stage.
no, no. There was enough competition in each division. Like there was a heavy hitter, like
Hmm.
the Maxes were there. Like Casey was an open. Like there was a heavy hitter in every one of the big divisions. So like you couldn't just luck out. And then the littler divisions, they had 10 or so people. I don't know what they got for stage wins, but they got something. I'm not sure exactly what it was.
All right. Joel.
I have a show and tell. I have in my hot little hands a GX holster for a Stock 2. It's just a holster, I suppose, but the interesting part is the lock. So I was offered to have one sent to me, and I really like my unicorn holster that I've used for a while. So, I mean, I'll be straight with you, almost passed. But I'd seen quite a few people talk about the lock on their holster, so that was why I was interested and wanted to give it a try. Like I said, well, I guess like give it to you straight. When I first got the holster, it fit my gun okay, but it rattled around a little bit, and I didn't love how it fit my gun. So I was like, well, I'm not really sure. Maybe I'll just work with it for a week, and if I don't like it, I'll just never post anything about it on social media and put it in a drawer. And like I'm not going to recommend something I don't like. So people work hard for their money. But I decided to message the owner, and the first thing he asked me was if I'd scanned the QR code that came with the holster and watched the video to set up the holster. I was like, no. So
You tell them you're male and you don't read instructions first.
Well, so I went and looked at the package, and sure enough, there's this QR code in there. And so the interesting part, after I watched the video, the first thing he says, go figure, it was that the holster is like he sets it up. It's like generally for the design, but it has to be fit to that specific gun. Which I was like, oh, okay, now we're getting somewhere. So that was the first thing the first thing he addressed. It's not adjusted specifically to your holster. There's, I don't know, like a 5-minute video to adjust it. After I followed those directions, I was good to go. So the holster is good to go, but is the lock worth it? And what do I think? I'm on the range quite a bit for just practice. Like, it's fine, I guess. But teaching classes and matches, especially, I enjoy the lock a lot. Like I can like run around to reset the stage. If I'm doing a class or a private lesson, I can be like doing some movement technique and I don't have to worry about my gun falling out. So anyway, it's super handy, and I am a fan of the lock. I think it's pretty awesome. So if you have a holster you like, I would absolutely not tell you just to go out and buy a new holster. But if you're in the market for a holster, I think these are worth looking at, because like I said, especially for like classes where I'm moving around and I don't want the gun to fall out, or in a match setting where I might have to, like, oh, there's a popper that fell, I have to run down and get that, or patch a target, whatever. It's cool because you don't have to run around with your hand over your gun holding it down. I know some people use like some bungee whatever to like hold their gun down, but I'm not going to mess with that. So anyway,
Joel, how easy is it to unlock it?
Oh, it's super easy. You just so to lock it, you just flip this dude up. That's it. If you can see this very well with the latches up.
So that's unlocked?
That's locked.
That's locked right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can actually spin the screw around and reverse which direction you push it to lock it or unlock.
But so like now it's locked. Like I could pull on the gun, shake whatever. It's not going anywhere.
You can pull through the lock. Typically, right?
Can you pull through it?
Depends.
Yeah, that was one.
It depends on how you have it set.
You have to have it super tight before you can't pull through the lock. Try to pull that out of there, Joel.
I can't. I've got it set so specifically so I can't. I guess I can't.
Oh!
I haven't pulled it that hard. I guess I haven't pulled on it that hard. Yes, it takes.
He doesn't know its own strength, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Okay, so you have to pull quite a bit. The other part I like is like how easy it is, because I'm just gonna run around with the gun. Then all you do is like this little tab. You just flip it, it goes down, and now you are ready to shred. So it's that easy.
It is.
So anyway, I think it's cool. Yes, I didn't realize you could pull through that. I guess I haven't. I'm always during the make ready. I
thoroughly test all my equipment, as you know, Joel, by doing the wrong things. So that's the thing that's gonna.
Up until I get the make ready, I just leave it locked. When you get make ready, I'll like flip it down. But anyway, I think the lock is pretty cool.
Yeah, big winner. All right, let's move on to an email. Here it comes, guys. Hey, Ben, I heard the latest Fix USPSA podcast, and I thought of a somewhat more charitable explanation for why the board behaves how they do. I have no idea if it's true. Because fun for short. Rifles in a pistol match sure sounds fun. I want to shoot with a light. Sure, seems fun. Good to go. Make RO's life easier. Sure, that will be more fun for them. Zillion divisions and steel challenge. Yeah, shoot whatever you want. It'll be fun. Cheating at the local level, whatever. People cheat golf scores all the time and still have fun. Won't happen at nationals where it's important.
Dude, this guy
Strong
hasn't
hand
been
up
to the
the
nationals.
that doesn't sound fun. Whatever. You get the idea. So I'll read the last line here. The board is, and always has been in my memory, made up of shooters that are in it for fun. Not many train and none are in the running to win any majors. No surprise they bias to fun instead of competitive sport. Any reactions, guys?
So I don't think it's fun. I think it's easy.
Yeah, well, I think we can all agree
Holster
that the board's
placement is bumping people. Oh, well, we can't do that. It's easier just to not have holster placement rules.
I think we all agree they don't really stand for anything. I mean, as far as the reasoning why, I don't fucking know, but I mean, yeah, sure, this could be it. I'm sorry, Joel, did you have a reaction to this email that you wanted to say out loud?
You have to repeat the question. I'm sorry. If you would, I need you to submit all requests in triplicate.
That's okay, Joel.
So a fax number?
Yeah.
Mr. Kim, any thoughts?
Yes, I really think a lot of the rule changes, especially recently, was done without proper research. Especially research meaning not just with the border members, but reaching out to actual competitors in maybe first different applications. So meaning there may be people actually using practical shooting competition as a practice of their own career, maybe, and also actual competitors that's just 100% solely doing things for competition only. So two groups I see a lot, both major. That's why we have, like a military law enforcement category, lady category, all the categories out there. So I would say like the organization really need to do the proper research and getting like data or just opinions from perhaps each categories, and also like the top shooter who's just shooting for life, and also hard devotee amateur shooters as well, who's in a up and coming master, grandmaster, but not necessarily not pro shooters, but doing it more like a hobby, but very enthusiasts. All those areas.
Well, let's put this out there to brass tacks. A USPSA board, I know a couple of you listen, put out rules for public comment before you make them rules. That's a good idea. That's a good principle. And having effective, immediate rules changes is a bad idea. I understand you guys slipped in a bylaw to let you do that. You should consider why the bylaws are written the way they were in the first place. And
they didn't follow the bylaws when they released these rules immediately.
No, they followed the bylaw that allows them to ignore the other bylaws. They did follow that one that they put in. I'm just saying, some of those ideas, like,
you mean when they had a 2-year equipment change for every division and a comment period of like 3 months, like that made sense at some point?
These were sensible things, and apparently you move away from these things, and then you end up having to double down on stupid
Ben,
it's
do
crazy.
you remember when Phil Strader was in as president and he proposed a trigger pull weight for production? And
I do.
It was put out in the
comment
board
period
meeting minutes,
Yes.
and then everybody commented on it, and they got so much backlash.
Yeah.
They didn't make that rule.
Yes, I do remember that.
It's weird how
It is
that
weird how
worked.
works. USPSA was at one time responsive to public outcry, and now it's almost like they fucking get off on generating as much outcry as possible and then not responding to it. It's almost like they're sexually gratified by acting that way. It's fucking weird to me. I don't understand it. And I think that's a good I think that's a good time to stop the show, actually.
I think we should stop the show too. We've got like video games to play or something.
I can talk crazy. I don't care. I'm not trying to be friends with any of these people, so it makes me a little dangerous. Anyway, Listeners, if you have a question, you'd like to get the panel's take on it, go to benstoker.com, send us your question. We'd love to hear from you. And, with that, I think we'll end.